As reported by US-based Popular Mechanics outlet, a US Air Force aircraft used a transponder code to electronically impersonate a Malaysian plane while spying on China's military bases. The outlet quoted the Chinese South China Sea Probing Initiative think tank. The RC-135W Rivet Joint reconnaissance aircraft flew off China's Hainan Island on September 8th and came within 90 kilometers or 56 miles of the Chinese mainland. The think tank, operated by the Chinese government, shared a pair of screenshots that showed an RC-135W take off from Kadena Air Base, which is a US Air Force base on the island of Okinawa. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how the US military has fooled China by impersonating RC-135W Rivet Joint reconnaissance aircraft like a Malaysian plane. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive military vehicle online game for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, in which you can go to battle on more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s. The game has an amazing attention to detail and focuses on a realistic combat experience, which is why knowing your vehicles and skill really makes a difference. It's easy to get into, and all you need to play is nothing more but your mouse and keyboard or controller. Immerse yourself in cross-platform combat with more than 20 million other military vehicle enthusiasts from all over the world. Download and play War Thunder for free using the link in the description below, and also get a free bonus tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account. The Boeing RC-135 is a family of large reconnaissance aircraft built by Boeing and modified by a number of companies, including General Dynamics, Lockheed, LTV, E-Systems, and L3 Technologies, and used by the United States Air Force and Royal Air Force to support theater and national-level intelligence consumers with near real-time, on-scene collection, analysis, and dissemination capabilities. Based on the C-135 Stratolifter airframe, various types of RC-135s have been in service since 1961. Many variants have been modified numerous times, resulting in a large variety of designations, configurations, and program names. The RC-135 is the USAF's standard airborne SIGINT platform. Missions flown by the RC-135s are designated either Burning Wind or Misty Wind. Its sensor suite allows the mission crew to detect, identify, and geolocate signals throughout the electromagnetic spectrum. The mission crew can then forward gathered information in a variety of formats to a wide range of consumers via Rivet Joint's extensive communication suite. The crew consists of the cockpit crew, electronic warfare officers, intelligence operators, and airborne systems maintenance personnel. All Rivet Joint airframe and mission systems modifications are performed by L3 Communications in Greenville, Texas, under the oversight of the Air Force Materiel Command. All RC-135s are assigned to Air Combat Command. The RC-135 is permanently based at Offutt Air Force Base, Nebraska, and operated by the 55th Wing using various forward deployment locations worldwide. Before we try to understand what this mission accomplished, we need to understand the basics of transponder. A transponder, short for transmitter responder, and sometimes abbreviated as XPDR, XPNDR, TPDR, or TP, is an electronic device that produces a response when it receives a radio frequency interrogation. Aircraft have transponders to assist in identifying them on air traffic control radar. Collision avoidance systems have been developed to use transponder transmissions as a means of detecting aircraft at risk of colliding with each other. So, technically, if an aircraft such as Boeing 777 is configured to send a transponder response of Boeing 747, then it will look like the latter in the eyes of air traffic control radar. The plane flew southwest, following the Ryukyu Islands chain, past Taiwan to loiter off the coast of Hainan Island, Popular Mechanics said, adding that enough details were provided on Twitter for independent verification. The outlet added, "The plane's International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO) Mode S number, a 24-bit identifier assigned to all aircraft and broadcast by onboard transponder, was AE01CE. At some point, the plane's Mode S number suddenly changed from AE01CE to 750548. That's the ICAO number for an unknown Malaysian aircraft. The RC-135W, call sign Rainy 51, then flew a racetrack pattern between Hainan Island and the Paracel Islands, an archipelago in the South China Sea that China claims, but whose ownership is in dispute. It's to be noted that ICAO numbers are not supposed to be changed, as that degrades the overall credibility of the system. In general, reconnaissance sorties are happening all the time, and if an aircraft is outside the sovereign space, it's not illegal. US and Russia engage in these activities regularly, in which they gather intelligence and probe each other's facilities. It's not correct to speculate why this kind of mechanism was employed for this mission, but there must be an intriguing reason for it. It's important to note that RC-135W Rivet Joint is a platform that can gather a huge amount of data in a single mission. Though the aim of the mission is unclear, it does fit into the overall picture, which indicates that the US is increasingly posturing to meet the Chinese threat. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said recently, "Beijing's claims to offshore resources across most of the South China Sea are completely unlawful, as is its campaign of bullying to control them." He further added, "The PRC's predatory worldview has no place in the 21st century." The Trump administration has indicated that thousands of more US troops may be sent to the Indo-Pacific region, where the US maintains a military presence in Japan, South Korea, and Singapore. In the coming days, we're expected to see a more proactive role from the US military in the Indo-Pacific region, and many similar missions could be coming up. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comments section. This will help us improve.